The final report described how she required full-time assistance with almost every aspect of daily living as a child and indeed as an adult. She needed assistance with toileting, dressing, bathing, provision of meals, daily activities and more. Her dependence on others was total. No qualified social worker visited Grace's placement before 1995. Grace was not released from the foster care family even when a complaint of sexual abuse was made to the South Eastern Health Board against Mr. X in 1996. The allegation was in relation to another individual who was no longer in the care of family X. Mr. X died in the early 2000s. In 2007, a social worker warned that Grace was vulnerable to abuse and exploitation in the areas of sexual abuse, financial abuse, physical abuse and neglect. He did so after becoming aware of the previous allegation against Mr. X. Grace was eventually removed from Family X in 2009 and moved to a residential facility. For many years during her time with Family X, Grace did not attend any school. She was eventually brought to a day centre, but even then her attendance could be irregular. The Commission found there was neglect on the part of Mrs. X in not ensuring that Grace attended her day centre more regularly and more consistently. By the year 2009, the Commission's report states that Grace's oral hygiene had been substantially neglected for some years to the extent that several of her teeth needed to be extracted as a result of gum disease. It accepted evidence that dental hygiene for people with profound intellectual difficulties can be very challenging, but it was satisfied that the lack of attention to Grace's teeth did amount to serious neglect of this aspect of her care. The Commission said it was also satisfied that there was neglect in the standard of care provided by Mrs. X to Grace based on evidence given in relation to Grace's clothing and personal hygiene. The Commission found that some of Grace's weekly disability allowance was not spent on Grace and that there was, quote, a level of financial mismanagement or abuse, unquote, by Mrs. X of Grace's disability allowance. The evidence to the Commission did not establish neglect of Grace in the provision of food and sustenance to her over the years that she lived with Family X. There was also no finding of any evidence of physical abuse, emotional abuse, or sexual abuse. Mrs. X died in 2004.